Welcome to Road to Billions podcast, the mentality of an entrepreneur. With your host, Moise Bertrand.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your host, Moise Bertrand, the Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey, you guys. A lot of people all the time ask me, how do I get so much done, with the people I work with, and how do I get cheap labor prices, and how do I scale up my business? And I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Charisma and being a great person is going to take you really far in any business. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a guy who had charismatic ways growing up. Just because when I was little growing up, man, I wasn't called the handsomest guy. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a word, but I wasn't the most, good-looking person. In other people's eyes, when I was growing up, I kept getting bullied for that. But when I got older, my look started to settle a little bit more, and I started becoming a little bit more attractive and so forth. So I started noticing my communication and my charisma is what allowed me to obviously date certain women and be able to capture essence of certain people and their minds. And that allowed me to also make moves in other areas of my life, right? To be able to transition smoothly. And a lot of people don't understand that the gift that they have is here to make them rich, right? So you have to identify the one thing that makes you different from a lot of people. And everybody might share the same gift, but in a different way, if that makes sense. Like everybody can sing, but he might be able to sing in a higher pitch than she can, or she might be able to hold the note longer than she can. And, everybody has their specialty. And I realized my specialty was just communication, right? I could communicate things in a way where people understand. People are open to giving me feedback on it. People are open to sharing their personal stories on things. And when I'm able to captivate people's minds, hearts, and obviously their attention, it comes with a lot, right? It comes with the fact that I'm able to see where I could take myself. I'm able to work on things and use things to my advantage. And, I use this a lot in real estate. You know what I'm saying? I use this a lot when I talk to contractors, excuse me, when I talk to attorneys, when I talk to the landlords, when I just talk to everybody I work with. I use my charismatic ways to also make them appeal to me, right? Because this is how you keep business going. You want to be likable. And also you just want to make moves. So I tell people, use your gifts, right? You want to use your gifts. Another thing I also tell people is being a good person. So people don't realize that feeding people who are working on your job, or tipping people extra, or giving people some midday drinks such as Gatorade or water that's cold, and giving them food throughout the day will allow the workers not only to see you as a real boss, but also someone who they look up and respect and will also want to continue working with. So whenever I call any workers, man, I could go find workers from here or there, give somebody a call, they still gonna come work because I pay people, and also I take care of people. I'm like, you know what? I'll go ahead and take care of that for you. Your kid is having a soccer game tonight. Let's go ahead and let's get him something. I'm gonna buy your kid a birthday cake, or that might not even be the context of the conversation we're having, but I'm just telling you the things I go and beyond for. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, cool, you having a wedding? Well, let me go ahead and send you something. Let me take care of that wish list you guys have that you're sending out to people. I may not even attend. You know what I'm saying? But I still want to show that love. I still want to show my admiration, and that got me a lot. That got me into a lot of places. Sometimes when I was supposed to charge people thousands of dollars, or even hundreds of dollars, or even just not even take something, under my belt, I still did it because I realized it's bigger than me. It's the relationship that I'm building. And a lot of people don't look at things like that. I even did something for somebody so small, and now what they're doing for me right now is so big. I was looking around for everybody to help me, and no one wanted to help me. And this one person came along and was like, hey, can you help me with this real quick? And I did it for them, not knowing that this person is now opening doors to other ways in my life. So that one way right there, that one action that I did for that person opened doors. And the same thing has to happen for you when you do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're speaking to somebody, let's just say your boss, and he gave you a raise or she gave you a raise, you bring some flowers, man. You bring some food. You go ahead and you show that courtesy to them, because people like to be acknowledged. People like to be reassured. People like to be seen. People like to feel felt. You know what I'm saying? So if you make somebody feel important, their only thing is, you know what? Let me go ahead and look out for bro when he give me a call the next time. You know what I'm saying? I kind of tell people this all the time. Go above and beyond what you paid for. I may not want to do the work, but I know if I stay longer, my boss might look at me like I'm a dependable. So someone who's dependable means what? More responsibility means what? More money. You move up in the ranks. Or somebody might look at you like, he's a very smart guy. He knows how to do real estate really well. You may not think that nobody's watching you, but the whole time somebody's always watching you, listening, taking advice, taking notes, and always, implicating that they want to sooner or later get into the game also. But it's only for you to show them the way. It's only for you to continue on your path so they know it's possible. No one wants to work with anybody who's lazy. No one wants to work with anybody who's not serious about their work. But if you're serious about your work and you show other people you appreciate their work that they do for you, you'll have this game in a headlock. You know what I'm saying? You can ask for favors here and there. You can ask for investors. You can ask for a funding of $100,000 or $200,000 from people, because now you allowed yourself to grow in the people's eye as a respectable and dependable person. So I tell people all the time, man, this game is a hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have problems with some people. Obviously, you're not going to be looking eye to eye with everybody. Some people you're going to disagree on. Some people are not just going to respect you as a person. From the minute you meet them, they probably just not going to like you at all because you might be black. I'm saying some real shit, y'all. You might be young. You might be lit. You know what I'm saying? So they see themselves sometimes as a failure, and that evokes feelings of jealousy and just resentment and stuff like that. And I dealt with people like that, man. I dealt with people who's like, oh, who owned this house? And I was and I'd be like, you know what? Should I tell this person I own this house or not? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here, for the property management team. And I have to play stupid sometimes because people just will sabotage your work. They'll sabotage everything you work for the fact that it's not them, And I tell people all the time, when you defeat people with being nice, it disarms them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if somebody's robbing a store and you be like, bro, just give me a hug, bro. You just want a hug? I got you with $100, bro, and a hug, bro. Leave these people alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know how that would disarm somebody? You'd be like, damn. They be like, bro, you don't gotta rob nobody, bro. Here's $100, bro. Go get some food, bro. Just leave, bro. Them folks gonna let you walk out. You just go, bro. Don't come back, bro. That's all we asking you. Don't be harming nobody in here. We all trying to go home just like you is. We all just work the job. You may not have working the job, but we working the job, and we don't want to deal with this shit today. And then you disarm that person. That person may not even want to do what they're doing. But at the end of the day, we all have a reason why, right? And I tell people all the time, I don't judge people based off their circumstance or their situations. I base them off the conversation we have. I base them off the energy we have. So if me and you agree to $100 and 2 minutes before you done with the work, or 2 minutes after you already done with the work, and I'm about to hand you over literally the check, and you said it's 50 extra, and you didn't give me that heads up, I just feel like you fucking with me. You playing with me at this point. You don't respect me. And that is a way also to spot people who are going to give you a headache. You know what I'm saying? The minute you start trying to be a good person and people start playing with you as a person, you want to get away from these people, because these people could turn you into something you don't want to be turned into. Meaning their bad energy can harm you and lower your vibration, make you act out in certain ways you ain't want to be acting out. You know what I'm saying? I've been in these situations where, yeah, I'm going to keep it real. I had to curse people out before. I had to tell people, listen, meet me in person. Let's do this. Because you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys this. But then again, I sit back and I'm like, Mo, you got to chill sometimes, because not everybody's on your level. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they not thinking like you. They not looking beyond what you feeling like. You want things done, but they don't care about that. They still look at you like you they boss. So they don't like that. So I tell people all the time, don't get into this business not understanding that not everybody's here gonna be your friend. Not everybody wants to see you win. You know what I'm saying? But the people who are taking care of you, the people who are showing up, you show those people the appreciation. That's the important detail about this. The people who work with you, you show them love. You show them that courtesy of saying, listen, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? I wanna work with you. You wanna work with me? I'm gonna show love. You show love back, and let's keep things modest. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times people forget that we're all human, and people make mistakes. That's cool. But repetitive mistakes is what's going to cost you a lot of money and it's going to make you fail in person. So once I start seeing some little red flags here and there, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? When I start working with contractors who, they take too long to take text back. You know what I'm saying? After you get the money, oh, it's the type of person you is. Okay, cool. Contractors who show up and then they got 10 guys with them and they all want to look around the house without being with the contractor. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying no. Listen, y'all are walking around as a group. I don't need you guys walking around here snooping out the area trying to see, because I don't know you guys. You know what I'm saying? And when I don't know these guys and there's too many people coming in and out the house, shit could come up missing, which you already did before many times. So then somebody got to get fired. Somebody not going to get paid. Somebody money going to come up short. So we are all dealing with these things, right? And I tell people, listen, when you come to my job, clean up, and I'm going to feed you guys. The minute you start fucking up, that's when shit start fucking up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to get paid when I tell you get paid. You ain't going to get the food I told you I was going to bring. And I had a situation before where somebody was making money off me, right? It was contracting out other subs after I hired them to be a sub, and they contracted out other subs. And when they did that, they were asking me to feed the subs that they hired despite making $100 per sub from 4 subs. So they was making $400 per day per person. And I looked at him and I said, listen, I'm a nice guy. I'm not a stupid guy though, bro. And he was like, what you mean, man? I said, listen, if you can't afford to feed your guys, if you don't want to spend money on the guys that you hired and you're not even doing no work, it will tell me everything it needs to. You already told me everything I need to know about you, in a sense. You're greedy. Greed. And I don't want to work with people who are greedy. You know what I'm saying? When people are talking to me about money, saying 30, 40, 50,000, I spent 50,000 on some architectural drawings and silver engineering surveys. I'm not baffled by this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not money hungry, but oh my gosh, 50,000? I sit back and listen because we play with this type of money all the time. But then when I sit and listen to people who will go crazy over $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, what they'll do to you, what they're willing to sacrifice, what they're willing to sabotage. I understood this is levels to this shit because the money I spend on materials, you ready to ruin your whole life over it. You know what I'm saying? But I tell these people, you're not going to get far in life. And the people who do work with me in real estate, I treat them as such. You know what I'm saying? I show love. I buy gifts. You know what I'm saying? I give them advice. So I tell people, man, when you get in this game, it's not about who you know all the time. It's about who you can impact. Some people could say I'm fucked up. Some people could say I'm good. Some people could say I'm mean. Some people can say I'm nice. Everybody experiences different with me because everybody gets a different side of me once your energy is a reflective of my energy. So I mirror what's in front of me. I don't sit there and I don't let somebody talk to me crazy because I already know it's not going to turn out well. So you know what I do? I said, listen, I like the way you think about yourself. And I walk away. You know what I'm saying? I like the way you think about yourself. Oh, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about you. You're projecting. You know what I'm saying? And once you start getting around these people like that, their energy is very contagious and you want to avoid the unlucky and unhappy. 48 laws of power tell you this. So I don't look to help people who are not in a condition to help themselves, like in a positive manner, in a sense. But if they're ready to help themselves and they're not in a position to help themselves, I'll lend a helping hand. You know what I'm saying? But I'm only here to help people who are only here to help me as well. I'm not scratching nobody's back and people saying, all right, I'm done, walk away. No, motherfucker, come scratch my back. And if I got to ask you to scratch my back, we all need to be out here working together, honestly. So at the end of the day, man, when you guys are doing these real estate deals, it's not about the money you're going to make at the end. It's about who you could trust really at the end of the day. Because you got to make sure you can trust your lender, the people who are around you working on the jobs, the people you're paying, your attorneys, whoever you have on your team. These people have to be your family at the end of the day. You have to be able to call your plumber up and you got to be able to like, yo, he be like, what's going on, man? You got to be able to talk. You don't have to be best of friends, but I feel like that's the best relationships, you know what I'm saying? Be able to talk to somebody and, once they done with the job, they get their money. Boom. It ain't no 2, 3, 4, 5 days waiting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have a hard time working with people like that. And I tell people all the time, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand when things get slow, you get paid less, or people not getting paid on time, and that's cool as long as you have communication. But that's only going to come if you have a right mind about it also. So you will keep a lot of relationships if you just communicate, if you just be real with the people, if you just be transparent. But a lot of people fall victim through, asking for too much, doing too much in the beginning, or even prolonging or being greedy about certain things. And you don't want to be that person who just get caught in between being a nice person, allowing tenants to, pay rent late every month now. Now they're going to take advantage of you, or letting people talk to you any type of way, or letting contractors set a price and you keep agreeing to everything. It's not that type of game. This is the type of game where you hear something, you think about it, and then you give your feedback. You're not so quick to say okay to everything. You're not so quick to say yes to everything. You're not so quick to say no to everything, because sometimes you might want to be open to saying yes to certain things, and saying no to certain other things, and telling some people about themselves and XYZ. But at the end of the day, all this is about chess. If you place your pieces in the right places, eventually the moves you make is going to add up and it's going to make you win the game. And the name of the game is not racing to hurry up and getting as many houses. The name of the game is a marathon to buy the most productive and cost-efficient homes in order to get the most reasonable return in a reasonable, timely manner. Something you could see that's foreseeable, something you could foreshadow that you could look at and be like, you know what? This house, this area, this project is going to make me so much money. You know what I'm saying? And you want to look at that and you want to tell yourself, I'm doing this because I understand what's in it for the long run. And once you start understanding what you in it for that in that long run, if you want to just do development and you want to do senior living houses, or you just want to do student housing, or you just want to do regular apartments, you have to learn certain things, right? And you in it for the long run, because this is not a race. Or if you just want to flip houses, you got to learn that side of things. If you just want to do Section 8, you have to learn everything. You know what I'm saying? So this is a game where it's not about who knows who. It's all about how much you know, because you could take that knowledge still and still create a team around you. You can still curate a team around you. You may not know nobody, right? You may just be sitting at home by yourself, not knowing any mentors, not knowing anybody who actually is doing real estate in a sense where you could get in contact with them, in their arm's reach. But if you have that knowledge, if you prioritize these things, the money will come, the people will come, and you will start to attract your tribe. I know it sounds kind of crazy and cliche to say, if you just sit where you at and you just really work on the things you working on. I'm not talking about sit physically, like never go outside. I'm talking about just really being in isolation and working on your craft, mastering and honing in on those skills. You go outside in the real world, now you're able to communicate with those who are doing what you already want to do, or even more. And now you're able to create these relationships because now you guys are aligned. You know what I'm saying? And this is how things happen. This is how people are willing to give you $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 to go flip for them. You know what I'm saying? People who are putting you onto other deals, people who are giving you knowledge, people who are giving you expert advice that you may not have never gotten if you would continue working by yourself. But the name of the game is attaching the strings. So if you're able to attach everybody together to a productive cause that you're doing, and then you use their values and you use their knowledge and you pick everybody's brain around you and you just continually stay at that, eventually you'll be a very rich person. And I'm already going to be on my way to becoming rich. You know what I'm saying? The next time, I do my first development deal, or I go ahead and get things moving real soon, things are going to take off drastically for me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm listening to this podcast, when I'm 29, when I'm 30, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Listening back to it. Because everything I've been telling you guys over the last couple of years, I've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here bullshitting. I'm not sitting here saying, hey, look at me, I'm learning real estate. No, I'm doing it. I'm out in the field. And I'm not afraid to tell you guys that I make mistakes, that I'm not perfect, that I'm not here, saying, hey, I got it all figured out, because I don't. I still wake up some days and I'm like, oh, shit, let me use ChatGPT to look this shit up. I don't even know what this shit mean. And I'm supposed to know what it mean. You know what I'm saying? Some real shit. So it's like, I'm telling you guys, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask stupid questions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? People are so caught up in being perfect and having it all together that they forget that the whole journey is learning about yourself, is the mistakes you made, is the stories you're able to create from this wisdom you collected. You know what I'm saying? From everything that happened over your life, over your lifespan, of your course of living. These experiences are creating the type of person you are. And this person you're creating for yourself is either going to be a good person, it's going to be a financially stable person, or it's going to be a broke person, it's going to be a negative person. And you don't want your situation to be negatively affected by your way of thinking. You want all your situations to be positive. You want your whole lifestyle to show this in the world. So when you guys see me in my 30s and stuff like that, I'm being on boats, owning commercial developments, owning apartments, you know what I'm saying, traveling, world traveling, solo traveling, wife with the kids, you know what I'm saying, rich as fuck, you know, skin glowing, bright, you know what I'm saying? These are things I'm already speaking to existence because it's going to happen. You know, Rolex on my left hand, you know, I'm living life to the fullest, pushing up with the Lambos, pushing up with every car that I ever dreamed about. These are the things that's going to happen, you know, living the lifestyle that I always thought about. It happened, you know what I'm saying? So I say these things because the same way I told people, hey, listen, I'm going to do real estate, is the same way I'm telling people, hey, I'm about to learn development, I'm about to start building, I'm about to be one of the richest, you know, young developers that the city have ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that I tell people, listen, we gonna live life, we're gonna get to it. But at the end of the day, let's make it count. You know what I'm saying? Show love to those who show love to you. You know, be proactive. Use the skills that God gave you, because those skills will eventually make you rich. So once again, I appreciate you guys for listening to Road with the Billions podcast. I know I ranted a little bit for 21 minutes straight, but you know, I just felt like I had to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about what's been going on, you know, sharing my thoughts and progress with you guys. But just give you guys some advice. So on my next episode, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Section 8 and about rate and term loans and about DSCR loans and about appraisals. And this give you guys a little bit more information about in-depth real estate investing. But once again, guys, I appreciate you guys for listening to Road to Billions podcast. It's been an amazing journey. Check out my other episodes if you haven't already. Rate and review, and keep God first.
Big news! Wayfair's tax refund sale is on now. Right now through March 2nd, you can score up to 70% off furniture, decor, appliances, rugs, and more. With fast and easy shipping straight to your door. Plus, amazing flash deals. Shop Wayfair's tax refund sale now to make the most of your refund with huge savings through March 2nd at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.